Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive into the latest whirlwind of drama, secrets, and shocking revelations that are rocking the residents of Port Charles to their core. From heartfelt confessions at intimate lunches to tense confrontations in family homes and mysterious dealings at the WSB office, there's no shortage of intrigue this week. Let's unpack the juiciest storylines, explore hidden motivations, and speculate on the explosive fallout waiting around the corner for our beloved characters. Brooke Lynn's confession shakes up her marriage. In a quiet corner of a charming bistro overlooking the Port Charles Harbor, Brooke Lynn Quartermaine sits across from her devoted husband, Harrison Chase, the clink of silverware against porcelain plates punctuating the heavy air between them. With her eyes darting nervously to the crisp white tablecloth, she gathers her courage and admits that she's been hiding something significant from him. This isn't just a trivial oversight, it's a deeply personal secret that could reverberate through their relationship. Sources close to the couple suggest that Brooke Lynn is finally ready to reveal her past decision to share with her formidable grandmother, Tracy Quartermaine, the story of her teenage pregnancy and the heart-wrenching choice to give her child up for adoption. This revelation, while intended as a moment of vulnerability with Tracy, ignited a fierce storm within the Quartermaine-Cerullo family, particularly stirring up old tensions between Tracy and Brooke Lynn's mother, Lois Cerullo. Lois, ever the protective matriarch, bit her tongue to avoid spilling too many details during their fiery confrontation, but the undercurrents of distrust still simmer. As Brooke Lynn lays her soul bare to Chase under the soft glow of the bistro's ambient lighting, will his steadfast love weather this storm, or will this confession plant seeds of doubt in their seemingly unshakable bond? Christina faces off with Ava and Rick at Alexis's home. Meanwhile, across town in the cozy, book-lined living room of Alexis Davis's home, Christina Corinthos Davis storms in, her heart pounding from the flurry of urgent texts her mother sent earlier that day. Expecting a private heart-to-heart, she's caught off guard by the unexpected presence of Ava Jerome and Rick Lansing, two figures whose mere appearance in her mother's orbit raises red flags. The tension is palpable as Christina's gaze narrows, her voice sharp with suspicion as she demands to know why they're huddled together with Alexis. This isn't just a casual visit. Whispers around Port Charles suggest that Christina's arrival follows a soul-searching conversation with Lucky Spencer at the dimly lit Black Dog Bar, where secrets and fears were laid bare over glasses of whiskey. Now, standing in her mother's living room, Christina doesn't hold back, pointedly addressing Ava and Rick with a steely resolve. "We need to clear the air about your car crash." While she extends a tentative olive branch in hopes of uncovering the truth, the air crackles with uncertainty. Will this gesture of peace lead to reconciliation, or will buried resentments and hidden agendas cause everything to spiral out of control? Laura sits, worry for Rocco deepens hospital drama. At General Hospital, the sterile corridors echo with the weight of concern as Laura Collins, the ever-stoic matriarch of the Spencer clan, wears a mask of barely contained panic. Her voice trembles as she turns to an unnamed confidant, possibly Carly Spencer or another close family member, and pleads, "Can you tell me what happened?" The question hangs heavy, referencing a harrowing incident involving her grandson, Rocco Falconeri. Word on the hospital grapevine is that Rocco narrowly escaped a dire fate, requiring an emergency stomach-pumping procedure, much to the relief of his mother, Lulu Spencer. However, the relief is short-lived as tempers flare nearby. Dante Falconeri, Rocco's protective father, is locked in a heated exchange with Lois Cerullo in a quiet alcove near the pediatric ward, their voices rising over past grievances and current fears. Unbeknownst to them, Lulu lingers just out of sight, her ears catching every heated word. Later, she may confide in Laura about the argument, piecing together the fragments of a larger puzzle that threatens to upend their family. Could this incident be the tipping point that forces long-buried secrets to the surface? Intrigue at the WSB office with Jocelyn and Emma. Shifting gears to the shadowy world of espionage, the WSB office buzzes with covert operations as Jack Brennan delivers a cryptic warning to his subordinate, Vaughn, behind closed doors. With a furrowed brow, Brennan cautions, "If she starts to suspect you're interested in Dalton, it could be a problem." While the identity of she remains shrouded in mystery, speculation points to Jocelyn Jacks, who is expected to arrive at the office shortly after this tense exchange. However, the true focus of Brennan's concern might be Emma Scorpio Drake, a determined young woman vying for the highly coveted assistant position under the enigmatic Dalton. Emma, with her sharp mind and relentless ambition, confided in Jocelyn during a late-night study session at Kelly's Diner that securing this role isn't just a want, it's a desperate need. Unbeknownst to Emma, Jocelyn harbors her own agenda, having covertly swapped a critical thumb drive as part of her plan to clinch the position herself. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the moral dilemma weighs heavily on Jocelyn as Emma pulls her aside in a quiet corner of the university library, whispering, "Can you keep a secret?" This question places Jocelyn in an excruciating bind, torn between loyalty to a childhood friend, once an innocent romantic rival, over playground crushes, and her own ruthless determination. How will Jocelyn navigate this web of deception without losing herself in the process? Giuseppe's hidden identity sparks suspicion. Back at General Hospital, the drama escalates as Dante Falconeri's confrontation with Lois Cerullo takes a darker turn. His voice drips with frustration as he demands, "Please tell me who Gio really is." Lois, caught off guard, nearly lets a monumental secret slip, her cryptic remark, "You don't know who he really is," hanging in the air like a thundercloud. Though ambiguous, her words don't escape the notice of Lulu Spencer, who hovers just around the corner, her mind racing with possibilities. Could Gio Palmieri, the enigmatic newcomer, be more intertwined with the Falconeri family than anyone suspected? Rumors swirling through Port Charles hint at a shocking connection. Could Gio be the long-lost son of Brooklyn and Dante, hidden away for years under a veil of secrecy? Lulu's suspicions deepen as she later confronts someone, possibly Dante, with a pointed accusation, "I think you went too far." Her words likely reference Dante's aggressive questioning of Gio, especially in the wake of the incident with Rocco, where blame seems to be unfairly cast. As Gio slips away from the hospital chaos, he finds a moment of solace with Emma Scorpio Drake, opening his heart about the weight of scrutiny he's under. Will this vulnerable exchange reveal more about his true identity, or will it only deepen the mystery surrounding him? Next, we will explore the electrifying drama unfolding in Port Charles as secrets, suspicions, and high-stakes espionage collide in ways we never saw coming. From the seemingly harmless chat at the Savoy that turned into a powder keg of revelations, to the dangerous undercurrents threatening to drown our favorite characters, this week's episodes are packed with jaw-dropping twists. Join us as we delve into the tangled web of Emma Scorpio Drake and Jocelyn Jax's complicated friendship, uncover hidden motives in the shadowy world of Professor Henry Dalton, and unearth unexpected alliances that could change everything. Buckle up, soap fans, because Port Charles is about to ignite. Emma Sitt's dangerous discovery rocks Jocelyn Sitt's world. Picture this, the upscale ambiance of the Savoy, with its glittering chandeliers casting a warm glow over plush velvet seating, where Emma Scorpio Drake and Jocelyn Jax share what appears to be a casual catch-up over frothy cappuccinos. But beneath the surface of their friendly banter, a seismic shift is brewing. Emma, channeling the investigative prowess of her grandmother Anna Devane, drops a bombshell on Jocelyn that nearly sends her coffee cup crashing to the floor. With a conspiratorial whisper, Emma reveals she's been using her role as a research assistant at Port Charles University, PCU, to probe into the enigmatic background of Professor Henry Dalton. His abrupt relocation from Berkeley to PCU, coupled with cryptic environmental physics projects that hint at classified dealings, has Emma's instincts screaming foul play. She's noticed the professor's unsettling fixation on her data models during late-night lab sessions, and her suspicions are mounting that his work is a front for something far more sinister. Little does Emma know, as she confides in Jocelyn amidst the clinking of glasses and murmur of other patrons, that her friend is already entangled in this dangerous game as a covert WSB agent, sworn to secrecy by her handler, Jack Brennan. The weight of Emma's words lands like a punch as Jocelyn recalls Brennan's chilling directive from their last briefing in a dimly lit WSB safehouse. "Keep Emma out of this. Loose ends get people killed." Will Jocelyn maintain her poker face, or will the flicker of panic in her eyes betray her double life as Emma inches closer to a truth that could cost them both dearly? Jocelyn Sitt's impossible dilemma tests her loyalty. As Emma pours out her concerns under the Savoy's elegant arches, Jocelyn's mind races, haunted by the memory of a critical misstep that could unravel everything. Just days earlier, during a tense covert operation, Jocelyn swapped the thumb drive containing crucial data in Dalton's lab, a move that now feels like a ticking time bomb as Emma mentions discovering corrupted files on her own device. The micro-expression of dread that flashes across Jocelyn's face, "Did you catch it?" speaks volumes about the internal war she's fighting. Trained to compartmentalize by the WSB, yet bound by a rekindled friendship with Emma that tugs at her heartstrings, Jocelyn is caught in a vice of conflicting loyalties. Her attempt to steer Emma away from danger by suggesting she pivot to animal rights activism at PCU, a classic deflection tactic, feels hollow even as the words leave her lips. Behind closed doors, Brennan has been relentless, pressuring Jocelyn to secure the assistant position under Dalton for optimal surveillance access, a role Emma is also fiercely pursuing. As Carly Spencer's daughter, Jocelyn is no stranger to tough choices, but this moral quagmire is uncharted territory. Does she betray Emma's trust by reporting her suspicions to Brennan, potentially putting her friend in the WSB's crosshairs? Or does she risk a national security operation by keeping silent? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the cracks in Jocelyn's carefully constructed facade are beginning to show under the weight of this impossible decision. The dark truth about Professor Dalton emerges. The deeper Emma digs into Professor Dalton's past, the more ominous the picture becomes, and Port Charles University is fast turning into ground zero for a conspiracy that could shake the town to its core. According to hushed whispers among the faculty, Dalton's sudden transfer from Berkeley wasn't due to academic prestige, but rather a hurried escape from scrutiny over questionable research grants. Emma's late-night sleuthing in the university archives has uncovered references to environmental physics tied to encrypted datasets, hardly the stuff of typical academic inquiry. Unbeknownst to her, WSB intelligence, shared during a classified briefing between Brennan and Operative Vaughn, links Dalton to the notorious Pikeman Group, a shadowy organization infamous for black market dealings. Intercepted communications suggest Dalton's projects mask a uranium trafficking scheme disguised as scholarly research with global ramifications if completed. The professor's intense interest in Emma's data models isn't mere mentorship, it's a calculated move to exploit her work for his illicit ends. As Emma sketches out her findings to Jocelyn, oblivious to the deadly waters she's wading into, the parallels to Anna Devayne's storied WSB career are uncanny, except Emma lacks the training to navigate such perilous terrain. With Dalton's scheme nearing a critical phase, will Emma's amateur detective work make her a target, or will Jocelyn find a way to shield her friend from a threat she can't yet comprehend? Gio Palmieri, Emma Sipp's unexpected ally in crisis. Amidst the espionage and academic intrigue, a surprising bond forms at Kelly's Diner, where the smell of freshly brewed coffee mingles with the weight of emotional confessions. Gio Palmieri, reeling from a bruising confrontation with Dante Falconari over Rocco's recent alcohol poisoning incident at a family gathering, finds solace in an unexpected heart-to-heart with Emma. Over a shared plate of fries in a quiet booth, Gio unloads his frustrations about Dante's harsh parenting critiques, revealing a vulnerability that strikes a chord with Emma, who's grappling with fears of disappointing her own storied family lineage. Their conversation takes a poignant turn as Emma hints at the pressure of her Dalton investigation, though she keeps the dangerous specifics under wraps. What makes this alliance intriguing is Gio's unique position within the Quartermain family, granting him casual access to PCU campus events and social circles where Dalton operates. Could Gio even unwittingly become a vital resource for Emma's inquiries with his insider perspective? However, storm clouds loom on the horizon as rumors of an impending paternity revelation about Gio threaten to shatter his newfound stability. If this bombshell potentially tying him closer to Dante than anyone suspects explodes, will it fracture his budding friendship with Emma just when she needs a trusted confidant most? Collision course, espionage, secrets, and sacrifices ahead. As the threads of deception tighten around Port Charles, we're hurtling toward a cataclysmic showdown that promises to leave no one unscathed. Brennan's push for operational escalation at the WSB, coupled with Dalton's uranium scheme reaching its final stages, sets the stage for a collision of epic proportions. Will Emma's inadvertent discoveries force the WSB to recruit her into their fold, transforming her from curious student to reluctant operative? Could Gio's paternity revelation destabilize Dante's focus, leaving Port Charles vulnerable at a critical moment? And perhaps most chillingly, what happens if Dalton, sensing exposure, leverages Emma as a pawn in a hostage crisis when his uranium transfer goes awry? The lines between friend and foe, ally and asset, blur with each passing day in a town where even classroom rivalries carry global consequences. Jocelyn's moral compass wavers under the strain of espionage and friendship, while Emma's relentless pursuit of truth edges her closer to a precipice she can't yet see. Stay glued to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel as we track every heart-pounding twist in this saga. What do you think lies ahead for Emma, Jocelyn, and the mysterious Professor Dalton? Next, we will dive into the scorching hot drama set to erupt in Port Charles during the week of May 5-9, where betrayal, deception, and shocking revelations threaten to tear apart the lives of some of our most beloved characters. At the heart of this explosive storyline are fan favorites Drew Kane, Nina Reeves, and Willow Tate Corinthos, whose tangled web of personal and professional ties at deception are about to ignite a firestorm of epic proportions. With underhanded schemes, illicit alliances, and devastating accusations flying, let's unpack the chaos, explore the hidden motives, and speculate on the fallout that could leave lasting scars on the residents of this tumultuous town. Deception Cest, Dark Underbelly Unleashed. In the glittering yet cutthroat world of deception, where beauty products mask ugly truths, a sinister plot brews that could shatter the fragile harmony among Drew Kane, Nina Reeves, and Willow Tate Corinthos. The trio, each a powerhouse in the cosmetics empire, finds their personal animosities spilling over into a vicious scheme that drags innocent bystanders into its destructive orbit. Nina, fueled by a smoldering grudge against Drew over past business betrayals, has orchestrated a diabolical plan to tarnish his reputation beyond repair. Sources close to the unfolding drama suggest that Nina's obsession with revenge stems from a bitter boardroom clash last fall, where Drew outmaneuvered her for a critical corporate deal. Now, with Deception's latest product launch looming as a backdrop, she's determined to make him pay. But this isn't just a solo vendetta. Nina has pulled in allies to execute her ruthless vision, turning a corporate rivalry into a personal war. As whispers of scandal ripple through Port Charles's elite circles, can this escalating conflict be contained, or will it trigger a chain reaction of soap opera mayhem that no one can predict? Nina sits sinister allies and a calculated trap. To bring her vengeful blueprint to life, Nina has enlisted the help of Portia Robinson, a respected medical professional whose involvement in such a dark scheme raises eyebrows across town. In a clandestine meeting at a dimly lit back table of the Metro Court, Nina confided her plan to ruin Drew, convincing Portia to secure a dangerous tool for the job. Portia, perhaps motivated by her own undisclosed grievances against Drew, reluctantly agreed and turned to Brad Cooper, a skilled lab tech at General Hospital, with an urgent request for a dose of ketamine, a powerful sedative with potentially devastating effects. Brad, caught between professional ethics and personal loyalties, hesitated but ultimately complied, unaware of the full scope of the plot. Meanwhile, Nina took her machinations a step further by hiring Jacinda, a mysterious woman with a shadowy past as a paid escort, to execute the most damaging phase of her plan. Under Nina's explicit instructions, Jacinda spiked Drew's drink with the ketamine during a lively evening at the Savoy, a popular hotspot buzzing with Port Charles socialites. With Drew incapacitated, Jacinda orchestrated a compromising scene, leading him back to his own home and staging an intimate encounter in the bedroom he shares with Willow. The final blow came when Willow, already reeling from a heart-wrenching rejection by Michael Corinthos during a business trip in Germany, walked in to find Jacinda half-dressed in their sacred space. The betrayal cut deep, leaving Willow stunned and heartbroken under the soft glow of the bedroom chandelier. Will Nina's cold-blooded strategy succeed, or has she underestimated the resilience of her targets? Public humiliation and a damning video. The fallout from Nina's plot doesn't stay confined to private quarters for long. It erupts into a public spectacle that engulfs Drew in a storm of shame. That fateful night at the Savoy, as the ketamine dulled Drew's senses, the bar's rowdy crowd bore witness to an uncharacteristic display of debauchery. Patrons, fueled by cheap drinks and gossip, whipped out their phones to capture Drew engaging in body shots with Jacinda on the sticky bar counter, his usually composed demeanor replaced by reckless abandon. The footage spread like wildfire through Port Charles' social media circles, each share amplifying the humiliation. Enter Lulu Spencer, the tenacious investigative journalist with a knack for turning personal scandals into front-page news. Lulu, seizing the opportunity to boost her career at The Invader, forwarded the incriminating video to her editor, ensuring it exploded across every newsstand and digital platform in town by morning. The viral clip painted Drew as a reckless playboy, a stark contrast to his polished image as a congressman and businessman, leaving his political allies scrambling to distance themselves. With public opinion turning viciously against him, Drew's world seems to crumble overnight. Can he claw his way back from this carefully crafted disgrace, or has Nina dealt a fatal blow to his standing in Port Charles? Drew and Willow fight back with hard evidence. Refusing to be crushed by the weight of scandal, Drew and Willow rally together in a desperate bid to clear his name and salvage their relationship. In the sterile halls of General Hospital, under the harsh fluorescent lights of the toxicology lab, they demand blood tests to uncover the truth behind Drew's erratic behavior at the Savoy. Drew, a man with no history of substance abuse, vehemently insists that he's been framed, his voice echoing with frustration as he recounts the foggy events of that night to Willow. Their determination pays off when Isaiah Gannon, a trusted physician with a keen eye for detail, confirms the presence of ketamine in Drew's system, an undeniable sign of foul play. Willow, her trust in Drew reaffirmed by this medical evidence, offers immediate forgiveness. her eyes brimming with relief as they stand together in the quiet hospital corridor. The couple's united front sends a clear message to their unseen enemies: they will not go down without a fight. In a gripping preview for the week of May 5th, 9, Drew is seen confronting an unidentified figure with a piercing question: "You know who drugged me last night?" Speculation runs rampant that he's speaking to Brad Cooper, whose involvement with Portia could be the key to unraveling this conspiracy. Adding to the intrigue, Drew's suspicions also fall on Tracy Quartermaine, whose history of ruthless power plays at deception makes her a plausible mastermind. With the truth tantalizingly close, will Drew's pursuit of justice expose the culprits, or will it drag more innocent lives into the crossfire? Brad Sitt's pivotal choice and potential revelations. As the week progresses, the spotlight shifts to Brad Cooper, whose role in this nefarious plot places him at a moral crossroads that could alter the course of events. On the Thursday, May 8th episode, insider sources reveal that Brad makes a life-altering decision, one that could either shield the conspirators or blow the lid off their scheme. Tormented by guilt over his part in obtaining the ketamine, Brad wrestles with whether to confess to Drew and Willow, potentially implicating Portia and Nina in the process. His internal struggle plays out in tense moments at General Hospital, where colleagues notice his distracted demeanor during routine lab work. Could Brad, under the weight of his conscience, choose to betray Portia, the very person who pulled him into this mess? Meanwhile, the possibilities for how this plot unfolds are endless. Might Drew leverage the evidence to blackmail Nina and Portia into submission, turning their own game against them? Or will Nina, in a shocking twist, admit to a deeper personal betrayal, perhaps a forbidden dalliance, with her future son-in-law, that adds another layer of scandal to this already volatile situation? The tension builds as each player in this dangerous game maneuvers for advantage, leaving Port Charles on edge, a powder keg ready to explode. As the week of May 5th, 9 unfolds, Port Charles braces for the full impact of this deception-driven drama, where personal vendettas and calculated betrayals threaten to leave no relationship unscathed. From Nina's ruthless orchestration of Drew's downfall with Portia and Jacinda as her pawns, to the public humiliation captured on video by Lulu, and the fierce determination of Drew and Willow to uncover the truth, every moment pulses with suspense. Brad's impending decision looms large, promising either redemption or deeper chaos, while speculation about Tracy Quartermaine's involvement adds yet another wild card to the mix. Will justice prevail, or will the architects of this scheme escape accountability, leaving Drew and Willow to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives? Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel as we track every twist and turn in this gripping saga. What do you think will happen next? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation buzzing as Port Charles faces its darkest hour yet.